Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. So in today's video I will be officially disassembling my Blythe doll for the very first time, and I will also be showing you guys a little haul of everything I got off of AliExpress that I mentioned in the last video because my package did arrive. So the first thing I wanted to show you guys were these eye chips that I bought. So I didn't really like the eye chips that the doll came with. I thought they were a little bit cheap looking in my opinion, so I got some eye chips that looked a little bit more realistic, and here's just a close-up of what they look like. I think they definitely look more realistic than the eye chips that my doll currently has on, and I also like the variety of colors it came in, and I think I will be using more of the brown shades in this set for my doll. And here's just a super close-up of what they look like. I personally think they're pretty good quality for AliExpress. Eye chips came pretty much the same quality that I expected them to come in. And here's just a close-up of the blue eye chips, and I think they look really nice. Next, I got this denim skirt. I thought it was really cute because I've been really liking these denim skirt with the flare at the bottom lately, and I actually have a pair in my closet, so I wanted to get one. And this one came with a little button, which I thought was really cute. And here I got these loafers. I thought they were so adorable. I don't really have a pair like this in real life, but I thought they were so cute, and they really went with the outfit that I was envisioning, and they're just so tiny and so adorable. And here's just a close-up of what they look like. Next, I got this pair of lacy socks. I thought the detailing on these were super cute. They came a little bit more transparent than I thought they would, but I still really liked them. And they also felt very good quality. And next I got this cute little white top. It's a very summery looking top, and I wish I actually had one like this in real life, but I thought it was so adorable. And the material was actually pretty good. It actually felt like clothing material that you could actually wear in real life. And the back has this Velcro that goes down all the way. And it's also pretty stretchy. I'd say it's a pretty flexible material, which I really like. And here's just me putting this outfit on my doll so you guys know what it looks like. Even though I will be disassembling this doll in a few minutes, I did want to see what this outfit looked like on my doll before I completely take it apart. So here is just me putting on the socks. Again, they were more transparent than I thought they would be, but they look super cute on my doll, and they fit perfectly. And they are so adorable, and I love the detailing on them. And then this is just me putting on the Mary Janes. They were a little bit harder to put on than I thought they would be, but at the end I got them on, so it's fine. And I think they look so adorable, and this outfit is so cute. Everything is honestly pretty good quality and pretty well sewn together. And here's just the full outfit. And I found this little hair clip in the packaging, so I put that on her too. So the first step to disassembling the doll is you need to take a small screwdriver and loosen the 3 screws on the back of the doll's head. So this is the first screw. And I put it in a little Ziploc bag because you do not want to lose these screws. They are very important for putting the doll back together. And here I was having so much trouble using this screwdriver to get the second screw loose, and it was giving me a lot of trouble, but I eventually got it out, as you can see. And the third one, I gave up on the screwdriver and I just used the screwdriver that I already had. So I think I bought these screwdrivers for no reason, and I might return them because they were not doing me any favors. And here I'm trying to push the doll's head because I heard that unlocks the faceplate, but it didn't work, so I had to use one of the screwdrivers to pry it open. And then here is what it looks like open, and I had to use wire cutters to cut open the spring at the back because it wasn't coming off. And then I cut the string with the scissors. And here's what the back of the head looks like detached from the faceplate. And here's what the inside of the head looks like. You do have to get these 2 screws to unlock the eye mechanism from the head. So I did that again. This one took me a while. I don't know why. I thought it would be easier, but eventually it came out, so I'm not too worried. And then you have to get this screw at the back of the head here. I heard this one's a little bit harder, but honestly it came out easier than the other ones, so. And then here is what the faceplate looks like, just detached from the head. And then here is the hair with the scalp. And then this is a very important piece of the eye mechanism, so you don't want to lose this piece. And then I just pried the eyes out from the face. I also took off the lashes because I want to add my own false lashes. These were surprisingly easy to take out, so I didn't have any trouble there. And then this is what the eye mechanism looks like without the lashes. I did have to use a pair of tweezers to get the eyes out of the sockets, and then I just detached everything from there. So here's the faceplate that we're working with. As you can see, it's very glossy, and we want to make it a little bit more matte. So I'm using sandpaper. I'm using 800 grit, 1000 grit, 1500 grit, and 2000 grit. So basically you want to start off at the lowest grit and then move your way up. And then I'm just cutting these into little squares and labeling them so that they don't get confused with each other. So I started off with the 800 grit and I just started sanding the whole face. I honestly didn't know how long this would take because this is my first time ever doing this, but honestly it didn't really take long for the gloss to go away, which means that in the future when I customize more Blythe dolls, hopefully the sanding process will be a little bit easier. And at this point I've already sanded most of the forehead down to where I want it to be, which is good. You can see that the gloss has disappeared quite a bit. And then here's me just sanding the rest of the face. The little crevices by the nose and the lips are really hard to get, so I had to fold the sandpaper in half and kind of just try my best to get in there. And then eventually you move up to 1000 grit and 1500 grit, and you just keep sanding the whole face until all of the gloss is gone. So after I finished sanding the face, I pulled out my wood carving kit so that I could actually start carving the doll's face. And here's just what some of the blades look like. They were very versatile. There was a lot of variety of different blades, so I was really excited to get to use these. I didn't know which ones would be better for the doll, so I had to do some experimenting, and it also came with this sharpener and these little rulers, which I probably won't use, but pretty helpful anyway. And then so here I just started carving a little bit of the doll's face. I started off with the nose because I thought it would be easier, but it actually wasn't. It actually took me way longer than it took me to carve the lips. And I was trying to carve it down because my nose isn't that pointy. I do have kind of a button nose, but it is definitely not as pointy as the one that came with this doll. So as you can see, I'm just carving away at the tip of the nose and trying to sand it down a lot. I was also trying to carve out some nostrils for the doll because it looks a lot more realistic in my opinion, and I was using different blades to try and experiment with which one would help me carve out the nostrils better. So I ended up using these two blades because they were honestly the most helpful for me. And And then I used a watercolor pencil and I started drawing out the outline of the lips so that I would know where to carve. And then I also started carving out a cupid's bow because I have a cupid's bow and I thought it would make the doll look more realistic. And here it's just me carving around the lips. Honestly, this technique of carving around the lip didn't really work for me, so I had to start carving on the lip and making the lip more flat so that it would actually align with the shape I was going for. And I feel like this technique actually helped bring out the lips a lot more than carving toward the lip from the inner corner of the eye. So here is what it looks like so far. I think I'm doing a pretty good job, honestly. I'm just trying to carve out the lines on the lips to make the lips look more realistic. And then here I'm just trying to carve the indent of the mouth, again for realism purposes. I did notice that some of the face was carved a little bit weird because of how the blades are structured. Like around my lips, you can see me trying to get rid of all these flaws that were created by the blades. I would recommend maybe using rounder blades or blades that don't really have that flat end. And here's just me trying to sand everything down so everything looks a lot more smoother, because carving with the blade can sometimes create these sharp edges that just don't look very natural in my opinion. I also have to sand the back of the head, so of course I got my 800 grit, my 1000 grit, my 1500 grit, and my 2000 grit sandpaper, cut them out, and then started sanding the back of the head as well. And thankfully this one didn't take as long because it's just this flat structure. But sanding around the ears was a little bit of a challenge because there were so many little details and crevices, but honestly the back of the head didn't take long, which is good. And here is what it looks like after being sanded. This is what the end product looks like after the sanding and carving. And of course I had to wash these two with soap and water to get rid of all of the debris from all the sanding and the sandpaper. And here is what the end result looks like, and I'm honestly pretty pleased with this. So in the next video, I will be spraying this with Mr. Super Clear. So of course I had to buy this mask so the fumes wouldn't mess with me. And here's what the Mr. Super Clear looks like. I got the matte finish. And yeah, so that's the end of this video. Thank you guys for watching so far. I had a lot of fun making this video because this is my first time ever disassembling, taking apart, sanding, and carving a Blythe doll. The process was a little bit bumpy, honestly, but I really enjoyed just learning something new, and I'm honestly pretty happy with how my base plate turned out. I thought it would be a little bit challenging for me because I'm not really good at sculpting, so I was really happy with the results, and I'm really excited to do the face up for the next video because I heard the face up is the most fun part of customizing a Blythe doll. And I'm also really excited to customize the eye chips and maybe customize the hair a little bit. So yeah, thank you guys for watching, and if you guys want to see more of this process, please make sure to subscribe and stay tuned for the next video. Bye!